There is no fame and glory for necessarily going vegan or going on a diet. It's kind of like a personal choice. Even if it's just vegetarian, it's a personal choice. No matter what you do in life, it's technically a personal choice. But I guess the highlight is I was just inspired. I was watching a couple videos and it inspired me just to make I like to call it inspirational video. That's a simple way to track it. A lot of stuff that I do is for my daughter. I hope that someday this video will help her when she sees it, when she's older, um, and go from there. Um, I guess people understand it more. Not that anybody really understands life. They just do what they got to do what they do. But anyways, there's no fame and glory. There's no fame. There's no monetary wealth to be gained. Not to say that you can't go start a business and become really wealthy. Let's just go with the spiritual aspect of just pretend money no longer existed. Just pretend fame meant nothing. Pretend that we just all knew each other and we all got along, no matter what our diet was. But let's pretend for a second that the only thing in the world to eat is plant-based. Let's just pretend that everything is growing naturally, that there is fruits, nuts, and vegetables on the whole planet. And let's just forget about everything else in the world. Let's see that there is a universal peace, that all the countries and governments and religions and everybody gets along, that it's just a quiet, peaceful world and nation. And, we've taken over space and colonized Mars and the moon and wherever else we can go. That's all far-fetched, but let's just pretend for a minute. And I'm just making this up as I go because I really was just inspired to do a video. And, that's the highlights of it. So I like doing a little bit of, basic lighting in videos. So don't let that scare you. It's just how I am. It's what I want to do. I don't know. It's what I like. I guess it's the inner child. But anyway, so across the board, I don't even know where I was going with it because, like I said, I was just making this up to do a video, but I did have the profound thought, and that's what I'm going with. So let me get my composure for 1 second, and I will be continuing on. All right, bringing up some of the other thoughts as I was trying to find out more about the vegetarian vegans, and everybody's got all these new articles and people that promote when they say vegan or plant-based. It's definitely a whole movement. There's a whole slew of health benefits from videos I've saw. A lot of claims and stuff like that, and I'm more likely to believe them. A lot of times people off the grid, even when I was younger, before the internet, when people would pass around a paper or you'd hear a story and, hey, look this book up, or go to the library and look this book up, or somebody's handing you a copy of a paper that you can look up, or get a contact of a big company and have them mail you a catalog and you can buy a book or a brochure or they'll send you free information. The internet's really helped a lot. YouTube has helped a lot. The videos and all the other companies and etc. The internet's definitely linked us. I mean, what gets me with the internet is before they had fax machines, they called it the wire. And we didn't have fax machines for years and years and years. And then businesses got them. And then you find out the government and newspapers had them. And I used to be amazed when I was a kid. You couldn't get this information, that information. They had basic, at the time, web pages or websites, but they had to dial up individually to everybody's little hub. You had to have their phone number, bing, 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 and all that noise. But what used to impress me was the junkyards. They had a computer. They could check all over the country in seconds, minutes, whatever it was, before the internet hit big. This was in I thought it was the 70s, but for sure in the 80s. And that used to impress me that the junkyards were far more advanced than most other businesses around here. Scary. But anyways, getting away from that. It was always, once the internet blew up and, it was taken over from governments, colleges, to the real world, linking everything to the computers. And now the whole world's linked and anybody anywhere can talk to anybody about anything if you find the right address through email, internet, any kind of messenger, chat, or whatever, videos. So long story short, where am I going with this? I guess it doesn't really mean anything, and in other ways it means everything. Today is definitely, I think it's after the 20th, so 21st of June of 2020. July 1st, me and my girlfriend are going vegan for 24 hours. Now, if anybody made it this far in the video, I mean, someday we will again. But across the board, seems silly to say that in one way the more I think about it, but it's a start. We'll say about a year and a half before that, we had barely ate. She had ate no beef and pork, and I barely ate it. You know, we was just doing it as a treat. And then boom, last year around the same time, we both went meatless. Okay, so we're vegetarian right now. We're not getting into all the aspects of that, but okay, so there's been some egg eating, cheese, and other dairies and stuff like that. So, with all the limited choices and our lack of skills as nutritionalists, cooks, and all the other stuff, when it comes to specific special diets that we have to make for ourselves, that's not our best skilled set area. So, we're going to say vegan for 24 hours, hoping that we can get it going for 3 days to a week to a month and on. And it's more when I say vegan at this point, I mean there's so many different terms, but it's more plant-based. So we're basically July 1st going plant-based for 24 hours. But most people associate vegan with that. And even though I know vegan's a bigger cause and it's a bigger lifestyle, the average person just associates that with that. It's the technical people that know more about it on any scale that I don't even know everything about it. I just know what I've saw, and I'm not getting into all the particulars of that, and then we'll go from there. So we'll say plant-based. So long story short, that's our goal. 24 hours plant-based. Where we go from there, who knows? We hope to make it 3 days to a week to a month. Our daughter's supporting us on this. She's going to help coach us. Hopefully keep us honest. Yes, she's not converted. She still eats small amounts of this, that, and the other stuff that's probably really not good for her. And we're trying to get her on a balanced carb diet to help get her more vegetables to where she's not eating too much of the products that we feel aren't good for her. But sometimes when kids don't eat, you know, they probably don't need a lot of food anyways, and you can't always get them to eat the healthy food. So she's still eating a normal American kid diet. So across the board, we're working on her on that, and we're trying to coach her and get her to better. And grandma won't let the kids starve, so we won't neither. So across the board, until that magic pill comes out that gives you all the nutrition, and a manufactured light, and a manufactured pill that's like the Jetsons that gives you everything you need in one little pill and makes you feel full, and we'll go from there. So we'll let you know how it goes. There's going to be updated videos. This is for our documentation purposes, for life, for health, for a little bit of everything. Across the board, from the videos I saw from years ago, it inspired me to want to try to get to 51% more or less plant-based, raw food as they were calling it. Fruits, nuts, and vegetables. 51% non-cooked food. And I liked the idea, so I prepped myself mentally for a couple years, and I finally did it. July 1st, I was going to still eat fish and chicken, and when it hit, long story short, I forgot I stopped eating meat. Somebody's like, here, try this pork I bought. It's really good. They brought it from a friend's house, and bam, it was really good. And I was mad. I was like, son of a gun, last night I stopped eating meat. I was not going to eat beef and pork, and I was only going to eat chicken and fish. And I got tricked by accident. And this person didn't even know because they hadn't listened to me to let me tell them. So long story short, I'm like, that's it. It's too confusing. Either you eat meat or you don't. If you want to, make your own choice. So I chose at that moment not to eat any meats. No duck, no fish, no turkey, no chicken, no other exotic meats whatsoever. Okay. Yes, egg is a meat. But after 30 days, I was off and on at a fast food restaurant, and I broke down, and I got tired of just eating cheese, whatever, with this, and potatoes, and so across the board, I did do that, and I figured, well, I need some proteins. But now, the more I see, as long as you do get a balanced diet, your proteins is in your vegetables. Across the board, get your blood work checked at your doctor. If you don't know, take your vitamins as recommended by your doctor or a certified nutritionalist, health expert. If you can find a vegan one, let me know. Because nobody really around here, nobody's keyed in the art and study of the vegan process that I'm aware of. There's no vegan doctor you can go to. There's no vegetarian doctor you can go to. There's no plant-based doctor you can go to in this town. Maybe on the internet, in line, in Europe, across the world, in some foreign place, but across the board, I don't know of one. I'm not one, and we'll go from there. So, getting back to me going yakety yak yak yak, just talking. Um, that's the highlights of it. You got to make a personal choice, and you got to do it, and that's what I did. So after 30 days, I did this and this. Okay, yes, I have eaten. I think it was day 33. The Burger King come out with the Impossible Whopper. Um, there was nobody else around. Dunkin' Donuts has the Impossible Sausage. Now Hardee's was awesome. They have an Impossible Sausage, an Impossible Burger. Well, they're called Beyond Burgers. Denny's had a Beyond sandwich to come out with months ago before this pandemic hit. And there's other places around. There's a local rib shop, Sticky Fingers, Sticky Bones. They just moved over by 20. They've had a Beyond sausage and burger long before Burger King did, and it was I had heard it was the Impossible, and then it's renamed and the rights sold, so they have a different version because that's what Burger King did, from what I understand, is they bought the rights to the Impossible Whopper, which is fine, it's legal. So I'm waiting for Mickey D's to catch on the trail, and I mean the big grocery stores. I'm not going to mention their names. GE, the grocery store. That's the initials for it. The big W store. They all have a selection in their freezer section, besides the vegetable section. They have a section in their freezer section for plant-based vegetarian food, or some may even be vegan. And you have to read the labels. Sometimes it's so close next to each other, it's pathetic. It's sometimes they'll have the gluten-free, the vegan, the vegetarian all packed up together, and it's nonsense. You shouldn't have to go through all that trouble because it's getting to be a big movement. It's getting to be a plant-based thing. They shouldn't have regular chicken, which is gluten-free, mixed in with the vegetarian and vegan food. I'm sorry. Put a divider in there, make it a cooler section away. That's my opinion. If you check the produce area, they do have some vegetarian, vegan food. You can get tofu, veganese, different kind of uh, tofu meat or other stuff that's made to be like a meat product, which doesn't taste bad. Some of it's spicy, and I haven't tried it all. It's also up there where they keep the kimchi, which is really awesome. It's a Korean cabbage. And there's other people making kimchi and different words that I like. I've tried a variety of that, and I've been eating that, I think, all year long. I've been eating kimchi, if not 5 days a week, 7 days a week, just a bite here and there. You're probably supposed to eat more than that, but I'm just eating a bite here and there, and the thing lasts me for a week and a half some days, and I'll buy a new one. So I'm just taking a bite here and there. And sometimes it's a little too spicy, so I'll buy a thing of sauerkraut and I'll dump it half and half, and I'll just mix it in. So across the board, it's all about personal choice, what you can learn and what you recommend. If you know you're, we're not going to go on that thought, but across the board, if in doubt, just eat vegetables. Cook them, steam them. Some vegetables you can eat raw. Some of them I tried, they do not taste good raw. I'm sorry, you'll have to figure it out for yourself, but eggplant does not taste good raw to me. A lot of the vegetables I ate for months and months, I finally started putting a little bit of dressing in there. Just a little bit of dressing helps cut the edge off the raw vegetables, but lightly cooked, lightly steamed. Sometimes I've heard it even activates the food to where it not only tastes better, but has better nutrients value. I've heard that about garlic. It says if you at least boil your garlic for 2 to 3 minutes, it can help activate the stuff in there that's supposed to be good for you. I'm not a doctor. I seen it in a video, so do it doesn't matter if I cook my garlic for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes. Hot garlic raw is pretty tough. So if I can cook it for, saute it or dump it in boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes or up to 5 minutes, and it softens it, but it's not too soft, and I can dump it in a pickle jar and it'll pickle itself, or my olive jar and it'll pickle itself. Across the board, it's just nicer to be able to eat a piece of garlic without burning your face off or your mouth out. If you want to eat it that way, it's a free country. Go ahead. So anyways, and so it's finding the right stuff to do, so I'm not just eating pickles, lettuce, and garlic every day. And I'm still eating some potato chips. Yes, they're manufactured. Yes, they're not the healthiest snack in the world. You can buy baked ones, but I'm not eating much. A bag will last me, years ago a bag would last you a couple of days. I make a bag last a week to 10 days. I've had bags of chips last 2 to 3 weeks. Just eating a few chips here and there. Sometimes I'll eat too many. But across the board, if a bag of chips, they try and get the family size one. That's what I do. Their family size is only 15 ounce. It used to be a 5 pound container when I was a kid. All right, they don't have those anymore. 15 ounces is the family size of chips, not 5 pounds. There's no Troyer Farm 5 pound can anymore. I wish I still had my grandmother's 5 pound can of Troyer Farms because all the big chips came in a big metal can, and I would love to have a collection of them. Could build a house out of the dang things. But anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So if a bag of chips can last you a week or two, you're probably doing better than the person that eats a whole bag of chips in a day. So that's where we're going there. And like I said, it's just personal choice and what you want to do with your life. So we will let you know how the update goes. We'll let you know if we make it vegan, if we make it plant-based, if we make it raw food. We'll let you know if we make it 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. We'll let you know if we video it or don't video it. We'll let you know if it's 3 days to a week to a month. And even if we only go 80% vegan, plant-based, raw food. My goal, when I heard the 51%, I'm like, cool, I think I can do that. I'm still not there regularly. Regularly. I'm not there to the 51% raw food. If I could get to 80% raw food someday, that would be nice. And if it's plant-based, if it's vegan, even better. If I'm only 80% plant-based, raw food, almost vegan, but not, I would be happy. But I'm off the meats. I was only going to do it for a month to 6 months. I'm going on a year. I did lose weight at first, but I'm not regularly exercising. I get exercise at work. I do a little bit of stuff around the house. Um, but I can feel my muscles getting better. I'm more flexible. I feel like I'm losing weight. But I have my scales. I'm still too big for the scale. When I got a scale, and once you hit 300, it's not weighing me. So across the board, but I feel great. I do stretches. I feel better. I breathe better. I it's just amazing how well you feel. So I'm going to give it not just a year because I'm coming up on a year. I'm going to give it the 2 year to 5 year mark. And it's, I mean, my goal now, my intention was, okay, yeah, I can go back to meat, fish, whatever. I still dream about it sometimes. But across the board, I don't plan on ever going back to it. It's kind of like I quit smoking in '02. And I never plan on going back to it. And I never plan on going back to it. Yeah, I might have had about a dozen times when I thought about it, especially when I was newer at it. But after 3 weeks to a month, you really don't need it. Your cravings go away. You know, carry Tic Tacs, carry a piece of gum, carry something. Put your mind on something else for 3 seconds or 3 seconds times 20 different times. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different things you can do, so many avenues to go, and it's once you make a decision, if you can follow through with it. I mean, it's about what you want to do. So across the board, and right now that's probably the worst thing we're eating. Your pizza, potato salad, stuff like that. So if I can get a healthier version of that, if I have to eat pizza dough with sauce and some vegetables, I will. I have some non-dairy cheese and stuff I can get. I can throw that on myself. If we're traveling, there's plenty of food and alternatives where we don't have to eat fried French fries. And a lot of times they said they might be in miscellaneous oil, this and there. But if we have to go to food, if we have to go to a food place to get my daughter some food and we don't need a French fry or a potato, a lot of places have salads. I mean, there's alternatives. So it's just getting that mindset and getting yourself to do that. If we'd been raised this way, for sure the first 5 or 10 years of our life, we'd be so much more used to it. If we'd been raised this way, first 20 years of our life, 30 years of our life, it would be nothing. There's people that's lived this way forever. There's people in the world that barely have any food that would love just to have anything, to eat at all. From what I understand, some of them have such minimal meals and I don't even know what their diets are. I hate to speculate because some people, oof, I've seen some of the stories and the videos that you have seen, and I've seen some of the commercials. So anything we can do to help feed the world and help make it a better place has got to be a good thing. But that's a different story, and I'm off the beaten path. Like I said, I was inspired to do a video, so I did. That's the best time to do it when you're inspired, and it sometimes you just never know where the video is going. So across the board, I think I'm all tuckered out. I like these videos where you fall asleep early, wake up early, and 4 hours later, it's like almost morning. You're like, let's make a video. So across the board, this is me, that's that, this is us, that's the video. Take care of yourself. Good luck. Hang in there. I hope you reach your good goals, your wonderful goals, your lifeward goals, etc. For now, take care. Thanks for a like, a share, subscribe. After seeing all the videos and helping my daughter do videos, I try to remember to do that.